Brahmana Brahmane Vichasvi Rajanya Jagati Pati Vaishya Patan Vitpatipya Vachat Satyavadamaya Brahmana Brahmane Vichasvi Brahmana Brahma Vaishasvi Rajana Janati Pati Vaisyaha Patan Vitpatisya Tudraha Satamanya Brahmana Brahma Vaishasvi Rajanyo Jagati Pati Vaisyaha Patan Vitpatisya Mataji's, please. Anyone want to try? Brahmano Brahma Vachasvi Rajanyo Jagati Pati Brahmano Brahma Vachasvi Word-to-word translation. Brahmano, the Brahmans. Brahman, Varchasvi, one who has attained the power of spiritual success. Rajanya, the royal order. Jagati Patiha, the king of the world. Vaishya, the mercantile class of men. Pathan, by reading. Vitpatiha, become master of animals. Shyat becomes. Sudra, the laborer class of men. Satatam tam, the position of the great devotee. Iyat, attain. Translation by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. If one hear the characteristic of Prithu Maharaj and is a Brahman, he becomes perfectly qualified with the Brahmanical powers. If he is Kshatriya, he becomes a king of the world. If he is Vaishya, he becomes a master of other Vaishya and many animals. And if he is Sudra, he becomes the topmost devotee. Please repeat after me. If one hear the characteristic of Prithu Maharaj and is a Brahman, he becomes perfectly qualified with the Brahmanical powers. If he is Kshatriya, he becomes a king of the world. If he is Vaishya, he becomes master of other Vaishya and many animals. And if he is Sudra, he becomes the topmost devotee. Purport again by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that one should become a devotee regardless of one condition, whether one is without desire, akama, or with desire, sakama, or whether one desire liberation, mokskama. He is advised to worship the Supreme Lord and execute devotional service unto him. By so doing, one attains all perfection in any field of life. The process of devotional service, especially hearing and chanting, is so powerful that it can bring a person to the perfectional stage. In this verse, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra are mentioned. But here it should be understood that the reference is to Brahmana, who is born in a Brahmanical family, the Kshatriya, who is born in Kshatriya family, and Vaishya, who is born in Vaishya family, and the Sudra is in the Sudra family. But whether one is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Sudra, he can attain perfection simply by hearing and chanting. To take birth in a family of Brahman is not the ultimate finding touch. One must have the power of Brahman, which is called Brahmana Teja. Similarly, taking birth in a royal family is not at all. One must possess the power of rule the world. Similarly, taking birth in a Vaishya is not all. One must possess hundreds and thousands of animals, especially cows, and rule over other Vaishya, as Nanda Maharaj did in Vrindavan. Nanda Maharaj was Vaishya who possessed 900,000 cows and ruled over many cowherd men and boys. A person who is born in Sudra family can become greater than a Brahman simply by accepting devotional service and giving oral reception to the pastime of the Lord and his devotee. If one hear the characteristic of Prithu Maharaj and is a Brahman, he became perfectly qualified with the Brahmanical powers. If he is Kshatriya, he became a king of the world, and if he is Vaishya, he became a master of the Vaishya and many animals. And if he is a Sudra, he became the topmost devotee. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Prasthachadi Tatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Actually, last few weeks we are talking about Prithu Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj mentioned how important that in Bhagavatam from 15 onwards actually we are reading just about Prithu Maharaj. That means Krishna is trying to tell us something, to learn something from Prithu Maharaj. Here actually we are talking about Varnashram. That what is really Varnashram? To see the true value of Vedic system, we need to understand it is an original form, social organization, ideal social system that is called Varnashram, which is divided society into 4 Varna and 4 ashram. That 4 Varna is according to occupational group, and 4 ashram is according to the stages of life. 4 Varna, Brahman, that is priest and teacher. Kshatriya, that is rulers and warriors. Vaishya, that is farmers and merchant. Sudra, that is laborers and artisans. 4 ashram, brahmachari. I can see in the class there are so many brahmachari with an orange cloth. Actually, one time, one Mataji called in the temple, "Can I speak to the brahmachari?" And we said, whoever answered said, "Which brahmachari? Is it the one who wears the orange cloth?" And that was a quiet. Brahmachari who wears the orange cloth. They all wear orange cloth. But she didn't know the name of the brahmachari. "Can I speak to the brahmachari?" And I said, "Okay." So that's the brahmachari, celibacy. That's actually brahmachari called student. Grahastha, that is the household. Vanaprastha, that is retired. And sannyasi, that is a renounced person. Here we're talking about varnashram, actually that is established by Krishna. And Prabhupada actually, when he went to Titi Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai, Titi Gaur Nitai Bhagwan ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada went with the message to deliver, and he re-established this Varna system actually in the foreign country, in Western country. In the beginning, actually, they were bewildered that what this man is talking about. But if you see any part of the world, forget about actually in any part of the world, in any organization, this Varna and ashram is there. 4 Varna and 4 ashram is there. Forget about all the organizations. Within actually even Iskcon we have this 4 Varna and 4 ashram is there. And Brahman, Prabhupada brought this, many Brahman actually they got upset that we are Brahmans and you don't consider us that we are Brahman. According to Prabhupada, according to Iskcon, the Brahman means the person who is qualified, Brahman who's got a Brahmanical quality. Brahman means actually who knows about Krishna. Brahman who actually self-realized person. Brahman means actually who can take back to Godhead. Brahman means actually who knows Krishna perfectly and he can guide other people how to get to Krishna. That is Brahman. Brahman doesn't mean that you take the birth in a Brahmanical family and you become a Brahman. You may get some quality by taking birth, but you are not overall qualified as a Brahman. Like Prabhupada gave a very simple example. Like a doctor's son, you can't call him a doctor. He may excuse me, he may have some quality. He may know little bit about the doctor things, but you can't call him he is a doctor. He has to study. And that's why actually nowadays, especially in Iskcon, the one who is going to get a Brahmanical initiation, he has to follow those Bhakti Sarthi course. He has to give the exam. He has to have some sort of knowledge. Many devotees in the past, they become actually Brahmans. And we can see they are not, what is, in reality actually, you don't need Brahmanical initiation, Diksha. First Diksha is more than enough to go back to Godhead. Because there is no difference between first and second initiation. If I'm wrong, please, Prema Bhakti, and Prabhu, correct me. The only second initiation is you require unless and until if you want to do some seva, direct seva to the altar, to render some very personal service to the deity, to Vigraha, that's where you need a second initiation. Otherwise, actually, you don't need. It is, when you are actually first initiation is more than enough to go back to Godhead. This is actually the misunderstanding by so many devotees. I think sometimes they want to just take the title, oh, I'm a Brahman. That means actually really he is not a Brahman. Because Brahman shouldn't feel that actually I'm a Brahman, I'm more qualified, I can go to the altar. He is going to the altar just because he's got the mercy of his spiritual master. If the spiritual master will refuse, he won't be able to go into the altar. And that's what we need to understand. And there is no difference. The service, we think that the service, if I render the service to Lordship directly, bathe them in the morning, put them in different vagar, different outfit, decorate very nicely. Oh, I am the best decorator. I know how to decorate. And all these things. If you do this, and if the person cleaning the toilet in the temple, the service, there is a benefit, there is no difference. The person who is cleaning the toilet gets the same benefit. What the person is in the altar worshipping Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Gaur Nitai, Krishna Balaram is the same benefit. It's just Guru's mercy. Krishna is actually allowing. Actually, end of the day is a Krishna. Guru Saksat Par Brahma. Guru is none different than Krishna. So that's why actually we need this Brahmanical quality. That's why the son of Brahmana is not called Brahman. And what is Brahman? Brahman is not there to just take and take. Earlier, some time ago, actually, there was another verse we were talking about, that the Brahman means actually they take and at the same time they give. They have to balance. And if they don't balance, if they take, and if they don't give, they have to come back for next life to give. That's why Brahman. And what is as a Brahman, what is as a Brahmachari, what they can give? They can give the love of God to Grahastha, to the world. Like the king, all the king in the history, if you see, they have our advisor, and that is the Brahman. Because he knows everything. Brahman actually knows how to even run the kingdom, how to look after the praja, the people, how to look after how the best way he can run the kingdom, and he can give that advice to the king. They can give advice to the Grahastha. They can give the advice to the Vaishya. Even they can give the advice to Sudra. Here, he is talking about 4 quality, but actually, Brahmana, Vaishya, Sudra, and Kshatriya. Now, wherever you go, these 4 Varna is there, and at the same time, the 4 ashram is there. But what is the problem is? Problem is actually we think actually we are very advanced. We have progressed so much, and we try to fool Krishna. And Krishna laughs. That you try to fool me? Try your best. One time one lady was taken ill. She was admitted in the hospital. She was just going to die. Have you heard near-death experience? Anyone? There are so many incidents nowadays. They come to the TV the near-death experience. Literally, they had a death. In the operation theater, the soul from the corner can see everything, what they were doing, each and every doctor, the nurse, all of them, what they were doing with the body, they can tell. And they have told after the operation. So this lady had operation, near that experience. So she come to the God and said, God, am I going to die? And God said, no. You're not going to die. You got 40 years, 4 months, and 12 days to live. And she was so happy that thanks God, I am not dying. Operation went successful. Like God said, you're not going to die. She's not going to die. He said, you got 40 years to live. Operation went very successful. Before she leaving the hospital, she looked in the mirror and said, oh no, I look little old with all the wrinkles is there. He said, let me have little plastic surgery and make myself very young. So she admitted again in the different department. He said, can you do the plastic surgery? They done the plastic surgery. Then she looked in the mirror and said, wow, I'm looking very young, but my hairs are not good. In the Western country, in the hospitals, they have all this facility. Even the those haircut people are there. So she done the nice hairstyle. She was just going to come out. She came out, run over by the ambulance, and she died. She came to God again and said, God, you told me that I'm going to live 40 years, 4 months, and 12 days. Actually, you gave me that exact time. And you could have pulled me out from the ambulance. Why didn't you? God said, I didn't recognize you. Did you get it? God said, sorry, I didn't recognize you. I thought you are some other girl, young girl, and I killed you. So we try to fool Krishna. Doesn't matter how much we try, you can't fool Krishna. The reality is we have to understand what is my position. Who am I? Why I'm here? What is the goal of this life? My goal of life is not just to eat, feasting, dancing, and just enjoying. Yes, feasting, dancing, and enjoying for pleasure of Krishna. Then is worth. Otherwise, actually, there are so many people. I used to play in the band, musical band in England. We used to start the program at 10 o'clock at night and goes till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You go there 6 o'clock in the afternoon, sound check and all these things. You spend nearly 4 or 5 hours to just check everything, the sound is okay. Each and every person, there are 8 to 9 people on the stage. Each of them, actually, they spend so much time. Can you check my sound? Can you check my sound? Spend so much time. Sound check, 10 o'clock, people start coming in. And you can see, we start the music. Nobody comes on the floor to dance because they feel shy. They don't want to dance in front of everyone. After a few drinks, they don't know where they are. They don't know what they're doing. And the whole floor, everyone, they just dance. Because this is the material world. And they think that actually we are enjoying. And the next day, morning, they all have a headache. Luckily, thank God, actually I was playing the music for them. I was entertaining them. But Krishna saved me for one thing. I was not involved in drinking. So thankful to Krishna that actually he saved me. I think he was training me for something. Because that talent I used in Krishna conscious to do some music. So this is actually enjoyment for them, dancing, feasting. But if you do the same dancing, feasting, chanting for Krishna, then is worth it. Here, Prabhupada is saying that doesn't matter which varna, which ashram you are, whether you are Brahman, whether you are Vaishya, whether you are Kshatriya, whether you are Sudra, whether you are Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, or even Sannyas. Doesn't matter what class you are in. The most important thing is hearing and chanting. Prabhupada made Krishna consciousness so simple. Prabhupada is saying just hearing and chanting. If you do these two things, even Sudra, Prabhupada actually went further down. Not even Sudra, the Chandal, the dog eaters, they are the most lowest class of people. Even then, he can become a perfect Brahman. But just by hearing and chanting. So hearing is about Krishna Katha. What actually I'm talking here about Krishna, you're listening. And when we chant, I chant, you repeat. That hearing and chanting, this process is very, very important. Literally, when sannyasi give the class, most of the time the one question comes very common. How can I perfect my round? How can I chant my round perfectly? What is the best way I can improve my chanting? And all the sannyasi, that's including Srila Prabhupada, explained very simple, the hearing and chanting. When you chant, and if you hear Hare, and if you hear that Hare, Krishna, Krishna, if you hear that actually whatever you're chanting, and that actually hear from actually when you chant from your lips, come out and goes into your ear. So if you put your mind into the ear, in the ears, and you listen to what you're saying, literally what you're doing, you're blocking all the thought coming in your mind. Your mind is literally blocked. You only hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is chanting and hearing and chanting. If you continue this, yesterday actually I was just outside washing my hand. There was one Grahastha couple. He was asking question that actually you people are chanting this mala. Do we need to chant this mantra? And do we need to chant loud? If I don't chant, but if I remember Krishna, what is wrong with that? I said, yes, you can remember Krishna, but end of the day, the important thing actually is anta kale cha mameva. Krishna is giving you give you the test. And that test is whether you remember Krishna at the end of the life. And the only way you can remember that if you practice every day, you can chant some other names, but the process is given. When you buy something and there is a process given, if you do this first, then do the second, then do the third, and then do the fourth. And if you don't follow the process, doesn't matter how good that item is or whatever the things is, it won't work. You have to follow the process. The process here is given. That chanting and hearing, and especially on the Tulsi bead, if you chant this mantra, what the mantra is doing, that on our heart, we have a layers and layers and layers of dirt. That is sin, the pap. Layers of pap we have. The only way we can get rid of this pap, this sin from our heart, by only this process, by chanting this mantra. And this is given by Krishna himself. If you chant, and if you hear that, then you can actually put your mind into it. You can concentrate on your chanting, and that's where your dirt will just remove your layer one by one layer. And the day the layer's gone, and then he said, I like to organize one program in my house. Would you come, all of you? And I said, yes, we are waiting for that. If you call us, and we all come together. Tell me how many people you can accommodate. We can bring those many people. You can call all your friends and family. So this is actually chanting. Actually, many times, as a Brahman, this is our duty. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. We have to actually tell them that what is Krishna conscious. But one thing we have to remember, who we are preaching to. Actually, many times, we know that actually, we have to follow this 4 regulative principle. We have to do 16 rounds, and a person comes, you must follow the 4 regulative principle and chant 16 rounds. Otherwise, you can't go back to Godhead. They will punish you. They will do this. You have to do tilak, and you have to do this, all these things. And a person will say, oh, hold on. I know I came to the temple. I think I made a mistake here. I won't come back. So we have to see who you're preaching to. It's very important. Very, very important. Many big people, they make mistake. Coca-Cola is a drink of this century. I think this century, 2 centuries. Very popular drink. I think the most popular drink is a Coca-Cola. If you go to West, if you go to East, doesn't matter any part of the world you go to, Coca-Cola is the most favorable drinks to everyone. Am I right? Everyone likes Coca-Cola. I don't know, probably he didn't taste it, but I did taste Coca-Cola. 25, 26, this is Radha Madan Mohan ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai, this is Gaur Nitaya ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I drank Coca-Cola, and I tell you, the taste is still there. It's so beautiful. But it's very bad for your health. And they advertise, the way they advertise, I think again, the best advertise, that is actually from Coca-Cola. They spend money. I don't know how much they cost here, but over there, just for 1 second is costing like 100,000 pounds. For 1 second. They spend millions to make advertisement, because they sell out of that, they sell billions of pounds. So they don't mind to spend money. One time they went to Saudi Arabia. The team of this advertisement, they went to Saudi Arabia and they advertised Coca-Cola. And the selling was actually that high. Kesava Prabhu is laughing. Selling was there. And after the advertisement, the selling went down totally. People stopped drinking Coca-Cola. And they were wondering that what happened. Coca-Cola is the most popular drink in the world. Our advertisement is the best advertised in the world. Everywhere we advertised, the selling went up the ceiling. And here is gone total down. Now look, the photo is, the person is very loud, like, very serious, like he had some problem, like this. Then someone is in the second photo, careful, check this. The first photo is very, miserable person. In the second photo, they're offering Coca-Cola to him. In the third photo, he drinks Coca-Cola. And the fourth person is, he was laughing and dancing. So if you are miserable, if someone offers Coca-Cola, after the Coca-Cola you drink, and you become very excited. You laugh and jump and you want to do, because you get the energy. Now, they were doing again and again searching that very good advertise. Why the sale gone down? The team of people came from America to check. This is the reality. This real true story. The team of people came from America, about 10 of them, to search what happened. Why they advertise, after they advertise, the cell gone down. This is the first time ever happened. They come to this realization, we are in Saudi Arabia. We read from left to right. They read from the back to front. They read from the right to left. Now look at the photo. The first photo is dancing. Second photo is drinking. Third photo is offering someone. And fourth photo, after the drinking, he's gone down. The people thought that after drinking, you become miserable, you don't want to drink. But their aim was that after drinking, you become actually very lively. So it's very important. Who do you preach? How do you preach? You have to see the audience. If there is a brahmachari is there, the devotee is there, the grahastha who taken actually Krishna consciousness very nicely, chanting 16 rounds. You don't give them very basic knowledge. They all know this basic knowledge. You give them the depth of Krishna consciousness. You tell exactly what is Krishna consciousness. Give them all the steps of Krishna consciousness. The quality of Krishna consciousness. You tell everything about the details. But when you meet someone actually very new, you don't talk about 4 regulatory principles. Actually, really, if you think 4 regulatory principles, in the material life, what is left? No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and what is the 4th one? Illicit sex. Now in the material world, if you don't do 4 things, there is nothing left for enjoyment. The person says, hold on, I want to enjoy my life. And you're taking everything away for all the enjoyment list. I don't want to be miserable in the coming to Krishna consciousness. But they don't know that we are more happier than them. Even you don't need these 4 things to enjoy your life. We have better than that. The higher taste. They don't know the higher taste. So we have to give them the higher taste. And what is the higher taste? Even if they drink, let them drink. If they eat, let them eat. If they have had sex, let them carry on. Even I would advise, if you're drinking 1 beer, outside drink even 2 beer per day. But do me one favor, just chant at least 1 round. If you can't do 1 round, just take few names. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. At least if you do this and have a faith on Krishna. Actually faith is very important. In the beginning, the faith, once actually you realize that Krishna consciousness, what is Krishna consciousness, once you know what is Krishna, once you know who you are, once you know the goal of life, you don't need faith so much. Faith should be there all the time. Along with Krishna consciousness, the faith is there. But in the beginning, you need actually tremendous amount of faith. Like, when the rocket goes to the orbit, when they launch, they have a very tremendous power they need to actually lift. The rocket is so heavy. If you see actually when they're launching in NASA in America, Orlando actually, when they launch rocket, its force is so powerful, they burn so much fuel, so much power, because that power lifting the rocket up. And once the rocket is gone in the sky, he doesn't need that power. So that power we need in the beginning to lift our Krishna consciousness. And to do this, you need a tremendous power of faith. And if you have that faith in Krishna, faith in a devotee, faith in everything regarding to Krishna consciousness, you will be lifted from Krishna consciousness, that base you can go in the sky. And after that, actually, the faith is there, very little amount of faith, because now you know actually what is Krishna consciousness. So that is so faith is very important. Actually, talking about faith, I got one story. One time there was in India is very common that summertime, which we had one time Kirtan 24 hours, a few days, there was no rain. And after the Kirtan, there was a rain. And that was the first realization of Ujjain people that actually these people can do miracle. They have some power. So one time there was a drought, probably I would say in India. There was no rain. People were dying without, it was so hot, people were dying without actually food. There was no grain left. People started killing each other. People started looting. People were very frightened to actually go out. They praying to God, whatever they believe. Like I was saying the other day that if you go to especially Hindus' house, we have number of deities there. You name it. In London, we call cash and carry of God. That cash and carry means that you go to the big store, big bazaar, you name it, you get everything. So when you go to especially these Hindus people, you name the deity of any god. Because when they say God means, for them everyone is God. Shankar Bhagwan, Durga, all these, Hanumanji. So they have all this photo, all this deity in the house. So these people actually, they were praying to all different God. Nothing was happening. One day one sannyasi was just walking into the village, and they all went to the sannyasi and said, please help. We have a drought in our village. There is no rain, and if the rain won't come for another 10-15 days, we're going to die. There is already death. People are dying already. So please help us. The sannyasi said, okay, tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, everyone come near the hill, and we'll pray to God. And whoever, whatever you believe, everyone will just bring that. So everyone started bringing their own, whatever they believe, the Krishna, the Ram, the Hanumanji, Ganeshji, Durgaji, all these Shankar Bhagwan, all these different, whatever they believe, they brought all these things. They started praying. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, no rain. And they said, sannyasis, they said, Babaji, Sadhu, please, what happened? You are praying with us, and still God is not listening to us. There is no rain. Sannyasi said, carry on. He will listen, carry on. And they were chanting, they were praying. Whatever prayers they know, they were praying and praying and praying. And suddenly they saw very far end, there was a grey cloud was coming, and they were so happy. Wow, our prayers are coming to success. The cloud is there. The grey cloud came and went from far away to other side. There was a rain to other village, but no rain to this village. That he came to sannyasi, he said, what happened? I thought our prayers were successful. We saw the cloud, the grey cloud, the rain cloud, but the cloud didn't come here. And sannyasi said, can you see that far end little boy? And they said, yes, we can see. He said, what is doing? He says, he's holding the umbrella. And the sannyasi said, that little boy had a total faith on God. He knew that I'm going to pray tomorrow with the sannyasi, and it's going to rain. And if it's rain, I get wet. So he brought the umbrella with him. He had so much faith that it's going to rain. Out of all of you, do you have an umbrella with you? Did anyone bring the umbrella? No one brought the umbrella. That means you never had a faith on God, that God is going to give you rain. So faith is very important. That little boy had 100% faith. Actually, I always give this example. Whoever flying in an aeroplane, like in aeroplane, in the air there is no parking there. There is no petrol station up there. There is no service station up there. You can't park the aeroplane. Just, okay, we parking and you can go out. You can't park. So when you go in the aeroplane, the first thing it comes, you go through a cockpit where is the pilot, they sit down and they control the flight. We have so much faith on that pilot that this pilot is going to take me from India to America. We have so much faith. There is no parking there, there is no traffic light there, there is no petrol station there, there is no service station there. But we have total faith that in the aeroplane, they must have enough petrol, gas. They must have enough food. They must have enough oxygen. They know all how to ride the plane. We have total faith. When we go in the aeroplane, we take our heart, we give it to the pilot, they take care. And when we land, we take the heart and put it back again because we have total faith on him. If we have the same faith in Radha Madan Mohan, here he is saying you don't have to worry whether you are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Doesn't matter which caste or which ashram you are. If you just follow, Krishna is saying, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Hai Kevalam. Kalo Naseva, Naseva, Naseva Gatarin. If you just follow, hearing and chanting. Just very simple process. Hearing about Krishna Katha, chanting the glory of Krishna. Who's that actually? Haridas Thakur. Why I got only one tongue? Why don't actually I have millions of tongues? So I can just chant and chant and chant the glory of Krishna. So this is actually what we need. That hearing, chanting, if we do, doesn't matter which ashram we are in. We can go back to Godhead. If one hear of characteristic of Prithu Maharaj, and one is a Brahman, even one understand who's Prithu Maharaj. Try to understand with a true heart the characteristic of Prithu Maharaj. And he is a Brahman, he can become a perfect Brahman. If you are Vaishya, you can become a perfect merchant. If you are Kshatriya, you can become a perfect Kshatriya. And if you are actually Sudra, you can become a perfect Sudra. And you can go back to Godhead. Just by understanding the characteristic of Prithu Maharaj. And chanting and hearing. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any comments? Any question? Prema Bhakti Prabhu, any comment? Yeah, that is what actually Srila Prabhupada explained. This is I heard from His Holiness Bhaktacharu Maharaj. He repeated actually what Srila Prabhupada said. That even if you are Sudra, say, actually Prabhupada said, in this Bhautik, in this material world, everyone is Sudra. No one is actually Vaishya, Brahman or Kshatriya. We are all Sudras coming to that quality. Because this is what the quality we have. But because the mercy of Guru Maharaj, the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the mercy of Sri Radha Madan Mohan, we have given the process, this hearing and chanting. And if you follow the process of hearing and chanting, then one can elevate from become a Sudra, come to direct a Brahman. And even Prabhupada is saying actually somewhere, forget about even Sudra, the lowest people, that is Chandal, the dog eater. Even they can go back to Godhead just by hearing and chanting the glory of Krishna. So the caste is there, the 4 Varna and the 4 ashram is there. Everywhere you go, the 4 Varna and the 4 ashram is there. But the lowest person, actually the Sudra, even he has got actually opportunity. If he listened, that is hearing and chanting the glory of Krishna, he can elevate himself above all these 4s, even above Brahman. We are talking about 4 Varna of that Brahman, Vaishya and Sudra. Above 4 is the Vaishnava. So he can actually elevate up above all these 4 and he can go direct to the stage of Vaishnava. Vaishnava who believe in Vishnu, in Krishna, who is the devotee. So devotee, Prabhupada said further, the devotees are above even Brahmans. They are Vaishnava. So this is what actually he's saying, that actually when you chant and hear the glory of Krishna, you can elevate yourself from the lowest grade, that from Sudra, to the topmost, to come to the Vaishnava. And the Vaishnava are above even Brahmans. Is that? I know you understand everything, you try to test me. Hare Krishna. Could be actually for the rest, yes, another question. As far as actually my understanding, as far as actually what I have learned and heard, that it's true. If you don't have actually that knowledge, then actually they won't understand. Like if there are so many people, there is a group of people, they come here very regular. There was an incident. This is the Iskcon temple, the deity of actually Radha Madan Mohan Ji, Krishna is there, Balram Ji there, Gaunita is there. We have a beautiful deity of Srila Prabhupada there. Many people come here. They come every day. They come for actually 5-6 years, the day we open the temple. But till now, they don't have the understanding of Krishna. That's who really Krishna is. They come here and they go at the back. In the beginning, actually, they were in the front and they were just worshipping the prayers of Shankar Bhagwan. They were doing it. And now they're doing the prayers over there because actually there is a lack of understanding. They don't have the knowledge. They don't know reality who is Krishna. Now, how one can make them understand? Who can actually make them understand? The only person can make them understand who is actually Brahman. Who knows. Like if I don't have the knowledge, how can I make another one understand? And if I go and tell someone, I'm going to actually tell so many different things. And I'm going to actually make them actually confused. And they will say, hold on, I'm confused now. Who is really? So what Prabhupada meant on that comment that just Brahman can only understand. So Brahman is there. When the Brahman mouth, the word coming out, the glory of Krishna to the person is a non-devotee, then they will understand that, oh, this is Krishna. This is the difference between Krishna and Shankar Bhagwan. Unless and until that knowledge goes out from Brahmana, they won't understand. Now, what has happened now? That where the word came out from? Brahmana doesn't mean that only the second Dixit I'm talking about Brahmana. I'm talking about the Brahmana who got a knowledge about Krishna, who knows who is Krishna, who knows the goal of life. That is Brahmana. But I'm not talking about Brahmana means just a second Dixit. Yeah, that second Dixit is only for the worshipping. But Brahmana means who got to know, even someone got a first initiation. Even first, the person who is just coming very new, but he understood, following the 4 regulatory principles and chanting 16 rounds, not taken the initiation, even he is a Brahmana, quality of Brahmana. And from his mouth, that word will go to that person. Now the knowledge came out from the Brahmana. And when you hear the things from pure Brahmana, that is very pure. And when you have purity, I tell you, the person is going to convince easily. Even doesn't matter how difficult the person is. The person will convince. Charity begins from home. Charity, when you start, you have to put your name first on the top, that you have given 10,000. Then the other people will put 4,000, 5,000. But if you don't put your name in the first and ask someone for the charity, they will say, where is your name? The charity begins from home. You have to start. So when you are learned, and when you learn it, you understood, you surrender yourself to Krishna, being such you are Brahmana. Now I don't call Brahmana, you are Vaishnava. Now the word coming out from your mouth, that is pure. Because the purity is there. When the heart is pure, the purity is there. Whatever coming from the heart, that is pure. And that word is going to go to the materialistic people, and that will go to effect. It's like actually the arrow is actually shooting to the heart. The word is like an arrow, and that's shooting direct in the heart, going to the ear, and the heart will start melt. And he will accept Krishna consciousness. Go on, yes. Sorry, say it again. Yeah, Brahmana in practice actually many times Prabhupada said that the Brahmana means actually who realize. And for the practice actually what we're doing here, that is a totally different Brahmana we are talking about, different stage. The Brahmana actually Prabhupada quoted is actually who's learned it, and that is actually Brahmana. Not Brahmana means actually that Dixit, just the Pujari. We call Pujari, that is Brahmana, because that's the second initiation. But actually, if you hear the lecture of Srila Prabhupada, he's quoting Brahmana, means actually who understand, who's got a knowledge. And he's about to take actually, and once actually he's qualified, of course he's going to take actually, so he will come to that stage to take actually second initiation. Because he wants to render the service to Krishna personally. Everybody like to render the service to Krishna. I think that is my understanding from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj ki